Here we are on the sidelines at Hillside Stadium here in Kamloops with Coach Cole for the BC Rising Stars. How's your team looking so far today?
Good. Pumped and ready.
Excellent. Where are you guys strongest in your team this afternoon?
You know, I think we're pretty balanced, both offensively and defensively. So I say we're both. Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of offense, a lot of great, really balanced play by the BC team so far. We can expect more of that from you guys. You think it's going to
run and pass, balance it out, and yeah, you're going to see everything.
Where did you draw most of your players from? Like, were they from Abbotsford, Mission, Langley?
You know, pretty much all over BC, from the island all the way up to Prince George, mostly in the mainland.
Nice. Yeah. Very good. Thank you very much. VBNsports.com.
With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Memorable matchup, British Columbia Rising Stars versus the Alberta Rising Stars. Captains will meet at midfield, and we will decide who's going to get the ball first. Looks like Alberta won the coin toss and deferred. BC will be receiving the opening kickoff.
And we're back, VBNsports.com. Tim, Amy, Sam, Charles. Hillside Stadium in beautiful Kamloops, British Columbia. And we are now going to watch the BC Rising Stars against the Alberta Rising Stars. And Sam, this should be a cracker of a game.
Well, it really should be. And you look back to a year ago where Alberta took this one in Lacombe 38-2. And I think BC here on their own home turf, a huge crowd here at Hillside Stadium. We're expecting some good things, and BC looking for a sweep in the triple header this afternoon.
Well, let's hope it's a little bit of a tighter game. I mean, I don't really care who wins per se, but BC wants that sweep. We've saw a blowout, saw a game get a lot closer in the second game, and I'm wondering if Alberta can sort of redeem their province, so to speak, and maybe pull this one off.
Well, there's a lot of talented players on both sides. So this is an important game certainly for this age category, because they're right on the precipice of heading to college or university or to junior football. And a lot of scouts watching here on VBN and also watching here live at Hillside Stadium. So a great opportunity to showcase their talent and maybe figure out a way to get to that next level.
Yeah, and like you said, a lot of these kids are going into grade 12 starting September, and it's their last year of community football and high school football, and they would love to get that phone call or that big thick envelope in the mail saying, we want you to play for our professional or university program.
And just making this team is an accomplishment in itself.
These
are tough. Several hundred players try out over the course of several weeks in different areas around the provinces, their respective provinces. And then, it's eventually dwindled down to the 48 that make this roster. And, it means a lot just to be recognized as being one of the best players in your age category in your province and in Western Canada.
And just so you know, the clouds have rolled in. There's a bit of rain and a bit of lightning in the distance. There's the kick. That's a beauty.
End over end all the way to the 20.
And there he is. He's got some room. He's got some wheels. Look at the speed on that. And that is number 2 for British Columbia. That'd be
Dayton Moore
out of West Kelowna, your stomping ground, 5'8", 150.
Mount Boucherie, he runs a 4.69 40-yard dash.
Nice.
Explosive speed. He plays outside in the slot, and he had a TD return on his highlight reel on huddle.com.
Nice.
Spectacular.
Wow.
At the Apple Bowl in Kelowna.
The Apple Bowl in Kelowna. I think I want to go to the Apple Bowl in Kelowna. So who's playing pivot? Looks like number 7, Cameron Lampart out of Chilliwack. A very talented football player. No, that's number 17, pardon me. And number 4 takes the handoff.
Adam Turin out of Notre Dame. That's, I believe, in East Vancouver.
Number 17 is Tristan Yansu out of Delta, and I've watched him play a few times, and he is an outstanding quarterback.
Can squat 190 pounds.
That's insane.
He's not even the running back.
I probably wouldn't be able to lift that with a forklift. That's incredible.
Interesting setup in the I formation with both receivers.
There's some room.
Up.
Whoa.
We're going to see a lot better tackling as we would expect in a game like this. And, despite the fact that the ball carrier runs it out about 40 yards, the great tackle there in the secondary.
And that was Tristan, Cameron Lampart out of Chilliwack Giant, former teammate of a certain Jackson Harvey. Nice kid, very talented football player. I've seen a few of the midget players play over the years.
Straight draw again, right down the middle.
And again, we're watching that age group that's that little bit older than the last age group, and you can totally tell the difference in the speed and power in which these guys move.
Again, BC has some momentum. They're moving their ball down the field, but defense, it's not that second or third man taking the ball carrier down. It's the first one.
Yeah.
But you can see it's a good push from the offensive line here on the first drive for BC.
There we go.
3 receivers over to the right.
I formation. There's the handoff. Does he have some room? Does he get
yes,
the
he
blocking?
does.
Number 4. Nice bit of running. Takes him to the 17-yard line.
That's
that was
Turn again.
Adam Turn out of Burnaby. He plays for Notre Dame, which is... trying to remember where Notre Dame is. I think I know.
It's
in East Van.
East Van.
Yeah,
East
private
Vancouver.
boys' school in East Van.
Yeah.
Not sure. Can't remember offhand if there's a lot of community football in the city of Vancouver. I think it tends to be more high school. I
Notre
could
Dame
be
has
wrong.
some good football players. They have one that goes to now plays basketball at UBC Okanagan. Aldrich Barrios, who's on the rookie team for the Canada West in basketball. So he was known as a defensive back and a running back for his Notre Dame team.
Okay.
So there's some lineage coming through the Notre Dame football program.
Yeah. It's a good jock school. So BC just got called on a pretty much what we'd call a delay of game penalty. A ding 5 yards.
Oh, good defensive play.
Look at that.
Storming through the line.
Wham, number 92.
Cole Milford out of Holy Rosary in Lloydminster.
6 foot 220. Nice big Alberta boy. There we go. Second and about 20. He drops back. He's looking for a man. He's got him up the middle. Nice
Dangerous
throw.
play. Good catch, too.
Yeah.
I think it was Christopher Smith.
I think you're right there. 5'8", 145 out of your hometown, Kelowna. Not your hometown, your current town, pardon me.
I think it's a home. It's a nice place to live.
It is. It's a lovely town, lovely part of the world. As you and I both veterans of the news and media game, we've covered a lot of ground nowadays.
We represented at one time one of the communities that both of these teams are representing today. Rolling to that right side.
And he's got a man.
What a catch.
Unbelievable. Oh, the backflip. There he is again, Christopher Smith. Yansu to Smith. I'm wondering if we're going to see a lot of that today.
We'll check again because I think it was actually number 2 on the catch, Dayton Moore.
Oh,
who's at a Mampoucherie.
Again, maybe it was number 2.
Yeah, it was Moore. And
what a catch. Yeah, there you go. Number 2, wine country. The Mount Boucherie Vineyards.
I told you, looking at that, at Mr. Moore's, the impressive highlight reel that he has for recruitment purposes, he is explosive. And you can see even with the vertical there, climbing through the air to pick up that pass.
Unreal, unreal. Yeah, this is going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to Alberta getting their hands on the ball because I want to see what their guys can do. It's going to be very exciting.
And they're being coached by Ron Laprice, and he's out of Drumheller. He's one of the organizers, along with Mr. Diaz, of here for the ABC Border Bowl. And, you know, it's a great opportunity. They saw it as a great opportunity as being coaches in their communities to help showcase specifically players from smaller communities around Alberta and BC. And, you know, because a lot of the bigger communities, you know, the Vancouvers and the Calgarys and the Edmontons, they get a lot of their players showcased in their, you know, their Tier 1 divisions. But here's an opportunity for some of those players out of the Okanagan, you know, out of sort of the north central part of Alberta to be able to get on perhaps get on the radar of some of these coaches and scouts across Canadian and American football.
There's a kick. Wham. Boom goes the dynamite. Nice catch.
All
Stays
the way
on
to
his
the
feet.
1.
What can he do? Oh, big stop, number 44.
Cole Barron at a Holy Cross in Surrey.
But that was a great catch by number. I'm sorry, I can't quite read his jersey. Next year, when we design the jerseys, all the numbers are going to be in white numbering, so you can actually see what they look like.
Well, and it's gotten dark awfully quickly here at Hillside Stadium. The cloud cover is increasing. It looked like we might see some rain. Still looks like we might see some rain.
There's rain off the distance. You can see sort of patches of it. You can also see some lightning strikes, and I'm not sure what the rule is.
Well, in most sports these days, it's immediately you're called off the field and you might wait. And you can see right now in the sky, like those are some ominous-looking clouds. And we hope that it holds off for the next 2 and a bit hours so we can get this one through, because there's been a lot of fans in the stands here waiting to watch this one.
Here we go. Alberta.
hold on that,
On that 10.
return. Straight handoff, right up the middle. Look at that run.
Wow. Nice. And that is number 28. Liam Highland from Lethbridge. 5'10", 195.
He ran an 11.92 100 meters.
That's sick.
He runs a 4.58 40. Now that's pretty quick.
I can't do that in my car. Like, give me a break. Here we go. Handoff. Back.
Break some tackles
Look at him go. Still on his feet. Give him some room.
to look like about the 32, 33-yard line.
Around there. I mean, he got pushed out of bounds, but he breaks a tackle. He's gone. He's got that kind of speed. Watch him cut to the outside.
And look at the blocking, though, like all the way through. There's receivers going. At number 85 for Alberta, doing a great job.
With a stride on him. Just fantastic.
Eric Calkins, 86 for Alberta, with a nice block. And a lot of these players have been here, Tim, since the first game at about 11. They've been just slowly warming up and
chomping at the bit to get on the field. They've been bottled up, a lot of bottled up energy on that field right now. Running their plays and just getting focused and taking it all in and cheering on their fellow Albertans and British Columbians. There we go. Off the snap. Hands off up the middle. Stuffed.
you see sort of read that. Looks like they were blitzing from one of the linebackers on the left side, just coming in from that secondary or the mid area and right trying to find a seam. And I don't think he was able to, like, he hit the seam and that sort of stopped the runner. If you watch right here, comes from that right side,
58,
52 for BC, ran through that line and really helped everyone else. That's Carson Lebrec.
Nice bit of football going on. BC showing some good defense.
Second and 8.
Oh, fumble. He's got the ball.
Looks like the quarterback was able to land right on it.
Recovered it on his own. Number 2, Ryan Genswein out of Lethbridge is the quarterback in these plays. Not a big guy. Oh, 6 feet, 175. I take it all back. Just standing next to some of those giants out there. Someone who's 6 feet looks suddenly kind of short. Third and about 1, or third and about 9, pardon me, in the gain to yard. So they need a big play here. Does he drop back? He's looking for a receiver.
Near side, and
wow, what
that's
a
good catch.
And that is as close to a first down as you're going to get.
The defender there for BC could have been flagged because there's no question he had his arms wrapped around that receiver. It was a great catch.
You might be could be pulling up the chains on this one. Pretty darn close. That was a great. I mean, it
looks like they need to get to the 36, and they're at like the 35 and a.
Yeah, you're right. He's already got a grip on him.
He was holding him before the ball arrived, but wasn't able to knock the ball away.
Huh. Interesting.
It's Ben Arifin out of Lacombe on the reception.
So it's 4th and inches for Alberta, and there's their quarterback sneak. It looks like he got it.
Easily.
Yeah. Beat it by about a foot. So Alberta, not with the big explosive play to get an early touchdown like BC, is nevertheless marching their way up the field, doing a rather methodical job. They're slowly but surely.
But you watch these plays, like this is just, it's textbook the way the line just absolutely takes care of the neutral area and jams the ball forward.
It's amazing.
And this is the way to get your footing as an offense as well. Take your time. That methodical nature can work until you want to start, adding a couple of plays. And make your offense feel as comfortable as possible.
Here we go. Out of the shotgun. Look at him go. Look at him go. This could be it. Get a block, and he's got a touchdown. Does he do it? Close. All the way to the 30-yard line.
Highland again at a Lethbridge.
Wow. Amazing.
Guess what he squats?
More than me?
410 pounds.
And he's what, 17? Going to grade 11 or 12?
Those are some strong legs.
I would say so.
But as a defender, you got to get low, and that's what's challenging. He's moving
hard.
laterally. He's going, you know,
He's sort of
north,
short
south.
and powerful.
And so you've got to try to get lower than him to try to take him down.
He's 5'10", 195, so he's got that incredible low center of gravity.
But you know, the perfect size for, you know, a CIS, you know, university football player or
Yeah.
junior football player as a running back. That's a perfect size. You're looking at the NFL. That's a different story. You're probably going to go much bigger. But you know, for the Canadian football, that is a perfect size for a running back.
Yeah, no, he's nice and compact. Quarterback, Ryan Ganswig out of Lethbridge. From the snap. There's their handoff.
That one's read really, really well
Right to the line of scrimmage.
by the BC
Defense.
defensive line.
Big number 44. Cole Barron out of Surrey, 6 feet 210. Linebacker. Just shuts him down. Nice. Zach Vint out of Kelowna, number 11 for BC, had a hand in that tackle as well. 2nd and 9. About the 31-yard line. Oh, we got a live ball.
It's still available, and BC says they have it.
Yep.
And they do.
There you go. A bobbled snap results in a BC turnover, and the offense heads back to the field.
Tyler Riva for BC, picking up that loose ball. And that's another botched snap. And those, I was surprised in our first two games that we didn't see that more often. You know, these are centers and the quarterbacks that have not had that many reps to just sort of get themselves comfortable. And you know, Alberta had a lot of trouble in the last two games when they were from the shotgun.
Yeah.
You know, trying to get the ball
Over
right
the heads. You get a high snap on a shotgun, you're just giving the defense that much more time to track you down. So it looks like Tristan Yansu is back at pivot.
play action. Well, defender was there, missed him.
What a throw. He's
Got a receiver.
man.
Can he catch up? Oh, so close.
I mean, that's a full body extension to bring down Masaki Kawanami at a Delta. I mean, what an effort. You can't try any more than that.
Kawanami, you know, he's small, he's quick, his outside block, like they're just amazing. The tackles hard, can stop on a dime, and he can also take off, as we saw in that last play. There's another, you know, agile and really mobile BC quarterback.
Yeah.
Nice
There you
run up
go.
the middle.
Chilliwack, the Giants, have a quarterback by the name of Gabe Oliveras, who just started playing quarterback this year. I don't think he played last season. I think he just started playing. He's 5'10". He's on the team. He's about 200 pounds. And just can air it out just beautifully. With an injured player on the field here.
Zach Callahan was the Matt Boucherie, the BC player who just had the carry for BC. With a head of steam, looking a lot like Benecki in the last game. Also for Matt Boucherie.
It's all that wine. All those grapes they crush.
Could be, they're working the legs.
That's right.
In the barrels.
That's right. The weights on the shoulders.
Maybe just
Pounded
barrels
it.
on the
Pounded
shoulders,
it.
yeah.
That's right. Kegs of wine. Young wine.
And Jensen out of Alberta with the injuries out of Lacombe. Lacombe was the home for the last Rising Stars game.
There's a handoff. Don't know if they got a first down. Pretty close if they did. Yeah, they got it. So BC keeping the ball on the ground. Marching it slowly up the field. Beating up the turf. Not that much unlike Alberta did in their last possession. It's getting kind of dark. I'm wondering when the field lights are going to come on. Bit of rhythm up the middle.
A little bit of a blitz too from Alberta, but it didn't seem to slow down the BC running game.
Nice little gain there. I mean, that's a good 5-6 yards. Just trying to read his number.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Callahan again. 34.
BC's showing off a pretty solid backfield right now.
In case you're wondering, Callahan can squat 345 pounds.
Got a
Flag near side.
I'm guessing offside.
Good job by the Alberta defense, pulling them down. Loss of about 2 on that run. This again, you can see the defense, they gambled, and it was a good gamble.
Look at that.
Got back there quickly.
Just a swarm of gray jerseys.
Nathan Day on defense for Alberta grabbed the jersey and he wasn't letting go.
You hang on to that jersey. You never let go of that jersey. Hold it like you'll never let it go. Okay. 3rd and 5 for BC. Oh, 3rd and 10, pardon me. I stand corrected.
I think it's 2nd and 10 because they did accept the
2nd and 10,
penalty. I
there
think
we
that's
go.
what actually happened.
Okay, drops back. Yansu looking for a receiver.
Oh, he's got his receiver. He underthrew it. Oh, good
No
defense.
flag on the play.
William
Textbook.
McDonald for Alberta perfectly played that. He recognized the receiver was looking over his shoulder. He just stopped because his teammate, good communication, said that ball is short. Held his ground. You know, a lot of defenders will get themselves in trouble, end up picking up a pass interference because they try to tackle the receiver or block them. He just stood his ground.
Yep.
You know, almost like the basketball boxing out underneath the basket. You own the territory you're standing on.
The pride of
took it.
Banshaw played that perfectly. Banshaw, Alberta. There's the snap. The handoff. He's got a laneway.
I think that's Callahan again.
He's got a first down.
And it is.
Number 34. Zach Callahan out of Peachland at 5'11", 195 pounds.
Paul Jensen with the tackle, a 6'1", 205 Lacombe product.
There you go. Head
You
down,
can see
barrel
those
forward.
Alberta players looking to rip the ball out, and Callahan was not going to give up that ball for anything. He's closing in, I think, on 60 yards rushing so far.
Another nice handoff.
I think he's going to tack on a couple more there, 5 more there. We've got a minute left in the first quarter, and he's got almost 70 yards rushing.
That's incredible. Just pounding it up the middle. They're completely going right up the middle.
Oh, pardon me, that was number 23 for BC. That's Jacob Smart at a Holy Cross in Surrey. Both running backs for BC with those light-colored helmets.
Here's the snap. Yansu. Looks like he's taking the ball himself.
He had the option if he wanted, because Callahan was sort of trailing him. Decided to take it himself and pick up about 2 yards.
Looks like he tried to jump the defense, but just wasn't going to happen.
You just watch that. You see the opening, and then it's
Yeah.
closed right there.
Boom. Tries to jump over. Alberta's having none of it. High formation in the backfield. Yancey with a snap. And there's your guy up the middle.
Yep, that's Callahan.
Not quite a first down, but darn close. So sets up a 4th and about 1.
William McDonald on the tackle for Alberta.
There's the end of the first quarter. Well, that was a very fast first quarter. Not a lot of stoppage.
I mean, Michael Davidsey on the tackle, the linebacker at a Camrose Composite. He's a co-captain on the team. His dad, he is a head coach over at Camrose Composite High School.
Okay.
His dad talked about in this particular game, the reason he's so proud of his son playing in a game like this and really appreciative of the opportunities that he says, his son's been listening to him for the last 17 years and may not necessarily be getting the message about the importance of, it's not just all about football, it's also about trying to figure out how to extend your education through something like football.
Exactly.
And, here's an opportunity to do that, to be showcased in front of scouts and coaches from across the country.
There's a lot of very good universities out there that have very good football programs. And there's not a lot of people that say they played varsity football that I've met. A flag on the play. Guessing it's an offside.
It's like procedure against the offense, which just tried to go a little too quick.
A little too quick off the gun. Of course, when you play Canadian football, a lot of the strategy comes down to, okay, how do we beat the University of Laval?
I had the pleasure to chat with a number of representatives from Laval this week, and they're looking forward to hosting the Alouettes in a preseason game at Laval.
Michael Sam, their new all-star player.
I believe they're playing
Drop
the
it back.
Ticats.
Look at that.
Good arm.
Nice catch.
Well-run route.
Number 86 for Alberta, Eric Culkins, 6 foot 179 out of Edmonton.
And Tyson Gibson on the catch at a Bateman secondary in Abbotsford.
Oh, I got that wrong. Sorry, that was in a BC player.
Yeah, so Gibson with the reception, but just a bit short.
Yep, so we turn it over on downs. Alberta taking over.
And you can see, look how close. He just needed to get to the
football.
45,
Yeah.
and he didn't quite get there.
Well, he had to protect the ball. He had two defenders on him. You extend that ball, it could get ripped right out of your hands. Hand off number 14. He's got some wheels. Holy mackerel, look at him go.
Couple missed tackle opportunities by BC on that play. Connor McKell.
5'8", 163 out of Edmonton.
You know, maybe undersized, but when you have speed like that, and you look back at folks like Pinball Clemens as an example, like if you got some wheels, this football game can take you places.
They can. Look at that. Wow.
Good tackle by Ethan Maston out of Graham High in Chilliwack.
They're out of the shotgun. A handoff.
Let's see if the
Looking for
defense
some
can
room.
turn them down.
Oh, haven't got him down yet. There.
It's going to be a loss of close to 7 yards on the play.
Not much you could have done on that. The defense just burst through that offensive line.
Joel Klassen leading the way, number 21 for BC. Watch how he just completely just says, no, there's a wall on this right-hand side or on this near side. You can't go anywhere. Watch this. He's standing right there. He closes off the outside and then is just able to slow down the ball carrier enough to let his teammates come to finish the job.
Nice. Nice bit of execution. Connor Jorgensen out of Olds, Alberta at pivot. Nice lateral pass there. Does he get any yardage though? Not quite.
Well, it looks like they pick up about 4 on the play.
They're still
They try to
well
rub
shy of
play
the
there.
first down.
I don't know if we'll see it on the replay, but they try to rub play where the receivers cross over. Might be just out of our shot right here, but right there, you can sort of see that the far side, the wide out, tried to just do a little bit of blocking on Elijah John of BC. Wasn't able to take him out of the play.
All right. 3rd and about 12. Out of the shotgun.
Look out. Good block.
He needs some room. He needs some room. Well, that was a good run. Sets him up for about a 4 and 3. So didn't get the first down. They still have one more play.
But you're giving yourself an opportunity. If you can get it down to 4th and 3, less than a 4th and 5, like your playbook is pretty well limitless in terms of what you can do. If you're at a 4th and 25, like we saw in the previous game a couple of times, you don't have that many plays drawn up to address that.
You don't. But Jorgensen read that defense extremely well. Found the openings and away he went.
Play action, good play.
Wow, they read it.
Jacob Pukila for BC, holding his ground and slamming the Alberta quarterback to the ground.
Nicely done. It's gotten a little dark. We're about 25 minutes to quarter to 6 here in Kamloops at Hillside. And I'm wondering if they turn the lights on, because it's a bit of cloud cover right now. And
It's hard to see because the VBN camera operator is doing such a good job with their exposure. But
yeah,
from up in our vantage point and for the folks in the crowd here at Hillside, it's a bit dark. Good tackle. Nice catch, but a good tackle.
and that pulls them back. Almost lost yardage on that one.
Millard of Lloydminster with a catch.
Only picked up about a yard. Good
The
defense.
BC defender is here. 'Cause
Thumbs up.
Man, did he make a nice play.
Perfect. Just shoves him right back.
John Mooney out of Handsworth in North Vancouver.
Nice. There's the pitch in the backfield. Stays on his feet. Unbelievable
balance.
running. Unbelievable running. Number 44. Number
14. It's Connor
pardon me.
Michael, and he's shown us already. Again, he's a shorter player, but watch how the BC defender gets an arm on and nearly trips him up, but then he just puts his hand down, steadies himself, and picks up another 12 yards after that touch. That could have would have probably brought most running backs down to the ground.
Incredible. Low center of gravity and just strong legs. There's a handoff. Pickup of about 5 or 6 yards.
And there's going to be an unnecessary roughness call without a doubt. Frustrations boiling over, maybe even from the previous game.
A lot of testosterone on that field. A lot of young men getting pretty pumped up. They've been waiting for this game all day. Maybe their emotions get a little bit ahead of them. 9:26 in the second quarter. BC leads the game 7-0. Alberta pressing. Unnecessary roughing call against BC. This sets up a 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. So we want to talk about a costly penalty. Thanks for tuning in. VBNSports.com. Team Amy Sam Charles. There's the snap. He's going for the end zone.
That's a push in the back. No flags on the play.
Looks like he had his hands on the ball.
The defensive back got away with one there without question.
Yeah?
It was, the throw was high, probably not catchable, but the defensive back pushed the receiver in the back.
Let's see what happens in the replay here. I seem to think he had his hands on the ball.
He goes up, and right here's the push, right there.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe you're questioning me, Tim. Come on. You're the one wearing glasses. I'm not wearing glasses.
And there we go. Touchdown, Alberta. Number 14 is having a great game.
And he earned that one. I mean, he ran his team down the field, and the least the coaching staff could do would be give him a touchdown. And watch this sneak. It's a perfectly executed play because he had the defender, that linebacker or the lineman who was right on the quarterback, snuck it in and then curled out, and that's what gave a little more daylight for Michael to just sneak his way into the end zone.
We have a tie game. It's the first time today we've had a tie game. Well, not tied yet, 7-6. Let's get the extra point.
So late substitution for Alberta. It's a long way to have to run.
He's hustling. Oh, I'm on. Boom, through the uprights. So we have a tie game. First time today. I think these teams are going to be trading off touchdowns pretty much for the duration of the evening. So it could be some very exciting football.
Offside call. It's going to go against the defense and declined by Alberta. You know, but look at the leg too on that kick. When that went to the very back of the end zone.
Yeah.
You know, we might see some field goals, and we have not seen a field goal yet today.
No, you know, you don't see a lot of these teams kick field goals, and it's kind of weird because it's a lot of the time it's an easy 3 points, and it just gets some points on the board, which always comes back to help you in the end, right? So, but no, not a lot of field goals in this league. I don't see them very often. In the All-Star game, there's a few, third down on the 10-yard line, and they'd go for it, and wouldn't get it. And it's like, why wouldn't they just kick a field goal? But just not part of the strategy, I guess.
Well, in a game like this, I'm not sure we'll see any field goals because there's some I've already seen. It's a very talented offensive teams on both sides. We have our conductor here getting ready for the kickoff.
Interesting. Look at that
Another
kick.
boot.
Holy mackerel.
That's going to get into the end zone.
And picked up by number 1, Liam Hayward. He's on his feet. He's still moving. He broke a tackle. Look at him go. He could go all the way. Does he break this tackle? Wow. That was a monster of a kick, and what a run back. 56 yards.
Bolton McNeil just saved a touchdown for Alberta.
Easily. But what a run back by Liam Hayward out of Lloyd. I'm reading the wrong. Liam Boyd out of Vernon. Look at him go.
That's one of the challenges. If you're going to kick it that far, you've got to put some air underneath it.
Yeah.
You line drive that far, you're really making your special teams work extra hard to try to get into the right position.
Well, it did take a bit of a funny bounce, and you got them all the way to the 1-yard line.
And it was Ethan Demarchand.
Here's number 7. Look at that. Nice run. He picks up about 7
that
yards.
touchdown, and there's another nice play by the defense of Alberta, but another big run from BC.
Cameron Lampart out of Chilliwack. Chilliwack Giant. Having just a great game.
And both defenses just have to figure out a way. How do you stop this run? How do you get that initial contact at the line of scrimmage?
It's tough, man. These guys, the backfield on both these teams move extremely fast.
Jordan Wilson with the tackle for Alberta on that play. But, the running backs, the ball carrier is already in the secondary.
Unreal. Number 15, the quarterback, Gabe Oliveris. The handoff.
And Lampard again.
Number 7. So Chilliwack to Chilliwack on that play.
Another injury, maybe 2.
And a first down. And we got a player from in comes number 65 for BC. Jaron Langard out of Chilliwack. So Chilliwack, my town, rather well represented, I might say. Very good quarterbacks coming out of the Giants program. And some of these kids have been playing football since they were 6 years old in our flag program.
Well, Coach Sanguera obviously comes out of that system as well, and so that's why he's going to bring in, like we've seen with most of these teams, the head coach tends to bring in the players that he knows and he feels comfortable with, and then bring some other players to augment that sort of potency on their offensive defensive sides.
Gabe Oliveris didn't play a lot of quarterback in his bantam years. His first year midget, and he played in the All-Star game in Chilliwack several weeks ago, and just lit it up. I started referring to him as Air Oliveris. There's a nice throw.
Oh, missed tackle.
Christopher Smith. And
first down.
Very nice. Out of Kelowna. Wears a lot of hats. Wide receiver, defensive back, and kicker, it says in our notes here. 5'8", a mere 145, but some incredible wheels.
Like we talked about him so far in these 2 previous games too. For defense, you'd think for defense it's reactionary, be an easier thing to do, but I think it's actually more difficult in a game like this because you just don't know what to expect from any of the offense, what they're going to throw at you. And you're looking at the best players for their respective provinces on offense.
There's Gabe Oliveris again. This time number 2, Dayton Moore out of West Kelowna.
Zachary Mann on the tackle for Alberta. Again, they're trying to react to the best offense that the opposing province can throw at them.
Yeah,
that's a good tackle.
Excellent. Number 21 stares down at him. Zachary Mann from Grand Prairie. Leads him into the turf. Gives him the old glare to make sure he stays down.
We're hoping that we see what we saw back in December at the senior game, that bowl game in Chilliwack at 27-24, Alberta coming out on top, but so close, that with BC
exciting.
Marching at the end of the game.
That was a really exciting football game.
And right now it seems like we're on a bit of a teeter-totter in this one with two very strong offenses for BC and for Alberta. It should make for a very interesting afternoon here in Kamloops.
Both teams playing really, really well, and it never fails to amaze me the velocity at which these kids can run.
So you can hear that. I think BC will take that despite getting an initial penalty. They come back and they end up getting
5 yards.
Extra 5 yards. Their penalty was 5 yards. 10-yard penalty assessed against Alberta.
Here we go. Gabe Oliveris at pivot. Taking the snap. Looking to throw. Where's his receiver?
He's got him. Oh, good defensive play.
Defensive play, number 24.
Austin Pollard at his St. Joseph in Grand Prairie.
Fantastic. Just flicks his hand out there and knocks the ball right out.
Well
What a
thrown ball
throw.
too. That's
What a throw. Oh, no, he just dropped it. 87.
I'm not sure I would necessarily say that Marius Angle missed that one because that was a good defensive play. I mean,
It was.
It's hard to focus on the ball when the
got something
defender
in
is
your
right there
peripheral
and
vision.
swiping away.
And Gabe Oliveris going to his Giants teammate, Marius, on that play. Nice
Pitch.
flicker.
It's a good one.
Does he have the room on the outside?
Oh, good
Wow.
defensive close and tackle.
Oh, we got a flag on the play. Flag on the play. And we're guessing objectionable conduct.
No, they're going to say no flag.
There, let it go.
I think on that tackle was Aiden Senft, and that was a great play. Open field, all by yourself. You're the only one standing in the way of the ball carrier in the end zone.
We got to shut it down.
And he
Alberta
did.
defense stepping up. Yeah, no, we're seeing a good football game here. See what Gabe Oliveris does. Dropping back.
Looking right.
Wants another throw. Wow. Good catch. What a tackle. Number 3.
That's Senft
Aiden
again.
Senft again. And who's our receiver? Number 2.
That's Dayton Moore out of West Kelowna's Mampoucherie.
Look at his back just arch. Look at that.
Oof.
Oh. Just gets up and shakes it off. Holds the ball up in triumph. That's a tough ball to hang on to when you're getting hit that hard.
Well, as a quarterback, you got to help out your receiver. You throw that ball high, and you're putting your receiver in some jeopardy. And a timeout called by BC. I think that's a good call by Coach Sangera, just to try to give his receiver a breath.
Want to get a little water.
And
There
you're
goes-
looking pretty good. You had great field position. It was 3rd and 1.
Here goes Mike Dirksen, head coach of the Chilliwack Giants midget team. We just named one of the Chilliwack Sports People of the Year for 20. First contributions to football.
And all these coaches, I mean, we haven't really given them their due credit, are just doing some community service here, helping these players out. And I mean, obviously, it's a joy for them to participate in football and to help these young student athletes in most cases out to try to help them get to the next level.
It's a labor of love. I mean, it's so much more than just what you see in the field here. I mean, they scout for these kids. They sit them down and set them up with tutors, get their marks up so they can apply for scholarships. They're in the gym with the conditioning. I mean, it's hours and hours of their lives for these kids can play.
4th and 1, just reaching over the line.
Gabe Oliveris has got some thick, very strong legs, and he's a very good runner. Normally a defensive back, and he really throws the ball well, but when he has to run, he can do it. So I apologize if I sound biased for BC, but I'm just used to watching Tristan Yansu and Oliveris play at pivot a lot. So I'm very familiar with the two of them. There's the handoff. Off he goes, number 7.
Cameron Lampard, and we saw him earlier, but he's been a bit quiet since then.
They've been using, well, he's been throwing the ball a bit, doing a lot of swings, a lot of sweeps.
Good tackle by number 27, Jordan Wilson for Alberta.
And it looks like we've got a second down at about the 8-yard line. Second down and 6. And BC threatening deep in the red zone. 4:36 to go in the third quarter. Second quarter.
I think it's the second quarter.
I think it's for the second quarter. Drops
Look
back.
out.
Trouble.
Nice play. Weak
Big.
side.
Number 22.
Weak side. Closing in. Cole Lindbergh out of Ardrossan. Just outside of Sherwood Park, Ardrossan.
Ah.
Had a number of players heading out into the recruitment world.
So they were threatening on about the 8-yard line. Now that pushes them back to about the 17-yard line. So a 3rd and long. And
Good
looks like
snap.
He's got a receiver. Goes opposite way, and there's a catch and a touchdown.
That's a beautiful catch.
Cameron
from
Lampard. Giant to giant on that play.
And the defender just sort of lost his footing. It's a good cut move right in the middle by Lampard.
What a
You'll
catch.
see it here. Look at that throw. Bang, right off the back foot.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And desperately just trying to will his way to knock the ball down in frustration.
Nice. And offensive coordinator Mike Dirksen
It's Hayward on defense. He's one of
is
the
the
team
head
captains.
Head coach of Chilliwack, and I'm sure he's drooling at the prospect of what he's watching here between his quarterbacks and his receivers. There's an extra point. So BC takes a 7-point lead, 14-7 over their Albertan counterparts in one heck of a football game.
And we talked a little bit of Liam Hayward, the strong safety who actually missed that last play by mere inches, centimeters for that matter. He's one of the team captains on this Alberta squad. He goes to Holy Rosary High in Lloydminster. And on Twitter, I thought it was interesting. One of the things that his main statement on Twitter is they won't understand why you're doing what you're doing, but he's hunting for free education while doing something that he loves, his hobby. And I thought that was a nice sentiment that he put on there. And
hunting for a free education.
Yeah, and so I mean, but there's a student athlete that sort of understands, you know, it is a game, but it's a game that can take you places if you do things the right way. If you focus on your studies and you play hard, but you also study hard, it can take you places. And you know, that's what I think every one of these athletes on the field today is focused in on. And one of the messages that both these coaching staffs are trying to convey to these
There's
athletes
another
as
kick,
well.
pardon me, whammo, all the way to the 5-yard line. And he's got some room. Look out, could be trouble.
Good tackle, Joel Klassen.
Number 24 on the reception and the run back, Austin Pollard at a Grand Prairie. Takes it all the way to the 49-yard line. That was a 40-yard run. Interesting how he makes the point of free education. Well, I don't know what's free. I mean, look how hard they're working on the field. Look how hard they got to work in the classroom. I mean, it's a well-earned free education. So they put a lot of time in.
Can you go back to that kickoff again? So far, we're impressed by the length, but not the height.
Yeah.
And that's why they can pick up, 45 yards on the play. You're giving the receiving team that much more of an advantage by kicking it low. Might be better to kick it a lot higher to the 20-yard line instead of the 5, and that gives your special teams an opportunity to set up properly and hold the run back to that return to maybe 5 yards or less.
Yeah. Interesting point. Of course, you're a young teenager. You don't want to think strategies. You want to boot it as hard as you can, right? Hey, look how far I can kick it.
And then you got to kick it through the end zone.
There we go, number 12. pivot. There's the handoff. Nice bit of running. Trying to strip that ball. Look at half the team's there. Still on his feet. He had half a defensive line. Number 28. Liam Highland at a Lethbridge. And no one could bring him down.
Well, we mentioned him. He's the one that can squat 410 pounds. He can bench 248.
Good God.
He does a 4.58 40 dash and a 4.46 shuttle.
What's a shuttle?
The shuttle's a really neat exercise where they go between 10 yards. They have a pylon in the middle, run to one side, run to the other side, and then run through.
There we go. Jorgensen.
20 yards that they do
There's
in
his
less than
handoff.
5 seconds.
It looks good. Looks like you got a first down. Connor Jorgensen from Olds, number 12, at pivot with the handoffs. And I'm wondering if number 4, I just noticed this name, Cole Ghostkeeper out of Athabasca.
It doesn't get much cooler than that, does it?
Ghost Keeper. I went to school in Montreal with a guy named Tommy Two Rivers. Thought that was a pretty cool name. From the shotgun.
Look out.
A little
Defensive
bit of
end
trouble.
misses the tackle, but then there's the inside defense.
And a flag
shutting
on
it
the
down.
play.
It's going to be a loss of, looks like at least 1. But what's the flag? I would anticipate where the flag is, it's going to be a hold on the offense.
Yeah. Just the way the defender came charging around.
Number 52, Carson Lebrec with the tackle.
Let's chop block and on the offense.
So it's going to push him back.
15 yards, and
That's tough.
Like a block below the waist.
see if we can see it. So it's that chop block.
Bring him back 15 yards.
Don't see it. It might have been the tackle, the right side tackle after he was beaten by the defensive.
Can't
end.
tell. Happened too quick.
Sort of,
We
he
don't-
fell on the ground, and it might have even been inadvertent, but you still get called for it.
We don't have the right end. There it is.
I think something there might have been said that resulted
Not.
in the next flag is
Holy mackerel.
they're going back another 15.
30 yards, so it's going to take them 40 yards to get a first down. First and 35, Team Alberta.
Might actually be 36 yards if we're going to be exact, and that's a long way to go.
Let's see what they do. Does he throw it? Looks like he's looking for a man.
Blocked.
Wow.
Good defensive play there
Holy crow.
by number 90 of Team BC. That's Ben Hadlick.
Big kid. Gets his hands right up there. Look at this. Just charges right in. Wham. Right off the wrist. It's got a sting. Catching a ball in the wrist that close.
You know what? I think when that sort of thing happens, it's not stinging at all. It
Yeah.
feels pretty good.
It's a good sting. Feel my sting.
Oh, I just saw some lightning just over
did
on
I.
the right-hand side. We're very close to
Listen.
halftime, but that should make no
And
difference to
there's the
the
handoff.
officials.
Number 24 again. 28, pardon me. With the wheels. Liam Highland from Lethbridge. Good speed. Speaking of the good sting, my now 9-year-old, then 8-year-old son was played tackle for the first time. Got cleated right in the wrist. So he comes running off, holding his wrist. And you can see the perfect cleat marks right. Like, Ben, that is so cool. Let me take a picture. And then after that, he thought it was pretty neat. So a little psychological warfare to get him to go back in the game. Nice pitch. Does he have the room? Does he have the blocking? He's got the wheels.
Breaking the tackles.
Gets it back to the 55-yard line. Sets up a 4th and 10. So they've made up 25 yards in the past 4 plays. But they still have another 10 yards to go in order to get that first down.
Josh Almeida helping out from the safety position coming in, and really was the last line of defense. It's a very nice run.
They're making up ground, but 4th and 11 to be exact. Or
But you
12.
look back and you're looking at first and 36 yards. That's pretty impressive.
They're not there yet. Let's see what they do.
Looks
Oh,
like
they're going to kick
not
it.
not a good
Well, gets it
snap.
off. A wobbler.
Not a bad one, though, and a good roll, Alberta roll. Smith's going to pick it up.
Does he have any room? Does he have any room? No, brought down to the 15-yard line.
But there again, Tim, you can elevate those kicks, and you're giving your special teams an opportunity to make the tackle.
That on that particular kick they got, it was a wobbler that took a good bounce. So they got pretty lucky on that one.
And the bad snap obviously also allows your team to get downfield, which is helpful, but still. They're downfield, that bad roll, then they can, the defense or the...
You don't touch that ball until it stops moving. You try and pick up that ball, it bounces off your hand. And
then you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Wise move by Smith.
Just let it stop rolling. They have to give you 5 yards, so don't rush. There's the snap. Up. Oliveris.
Offside on the defense.
He was pitching over. Looks like he was going back to number 7.
The defensive end on the far side, Tim, jumped about 4 feet over the line of scrimmage.
So Oliveris and Lampard enjoying each other's space in the backfield there. Interestingly enough, it was Tristan Yancey that got them the first touchdown, and he went to Oliveris almost immediately afterwards. I think if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but Oliveris gets himself a touchdown himself. So
well, there's different looks, you know, Nick. This is also, you're looking to confuse this defense.
Yeah.
And that's one way to do it. You have 2 quarterbacks that do some slightly different things.
And you're looking also, I mean, you've got scouts watching, so you want both quarterbacks and all your players to showcase their talents. This is the big year, you know, this is the big pivotal year. This could be one of the most important years for a lot of these guys in football.
Timeout called by Alberta.
57 seconds left to go in the half. 14-7 BC lead. It's been one heck of a game. Both teams been making some great plays, both on defense and offense. And in case you're watching online, apparently it's the last call for 50-50. You can't buy it online. But hey, you can buy one in spirit. And again, I promise.
Make a call. There's lots of people in the crowd.
Find a number. Recognize somebody in the crowd. I promised my wife I'd stop gambling. So.
I won't tell her about the 3 arm lengths that you just bought.
That's right. The kids' college fund. It's getting that desperate.
You can see our crowd dwindling out a little. It is looking really ominous out there. Off to the one side, out in the mountains here in the valley in Kamloops, looks actually quite reasonable, but off to our right, over by the sports
east,
complex here at
to the east, you can see the rain coming
Thompson
down.
Rivers University, it is looking quite nasty.
They could use some rain. It's been a very, very dry winter.
It's true, but you don't want to see the lightning, so there's a fine balance between the two.
Here we go, Oliveris from the shotgun.
Empties the backfield.
And he's got a man, nice catch. There he is, he could go all the way.
That's
Number
Lampard.
7, Lampard.
Good
Cameron
tackle.
Lampard gets it to the 30-yard line. So
Austin Pollard out of St. Joseph in Grand Prairie with the tackle. And he was the last line of defense.
And BC deep in their own end suddenly finds themselves 10 yards away from the red zone in Alberta territory. Look at that run, look at the tackles. God, these kids are talented, man.
But, you know, this is all set up by just having an effective run game.
Yeah.
You know, that you kind of, you lull the defense a bit to sleep. They get rid of their safety in the middle, and they start to just cram up in the line of scrimmage, and that's when you know that you're going to see some openings for your receivers.
High snap, holds it down. What a flick. Does he do it?
Got 2 receivers, and they weren't quite sure who it was intended for. Lands in between them.
I mean, that's a 30-some-odd yard pass. And
Hanlon was there.
Looks like he barely moved his arm. Look at the flick of the wrist. It's high. Pooh. That's an almost 40-yard pass. And just a bit out of the reach.
Looked like Hanlon and Kaunami were there, the intended receivers. Not sure which one was the actual intended receiver, but they were both in the vicinity.
Here they go from the shotgun.
Look out.
Shorter pass. Oh.
Was a bit low.
Couldn't hang on to it. Number 8, I think, was his receiver. Masaki Kawanami out of Delta.
Alberta is very lucky because there was a defender coming around the far end and was about to get hit hard on the blind side.
Oliveris likes to throw the ball a lot. He'll go, 3 straight passes in a row at 1st and 10. 29 seconds to go in the quarter. I think they
Empties the backfield again.
just want to get it to the end zone. There's a nice throw.
Couple of pump fakes.
There's
What a
nice
catch!
That is a nice catch.
Connor Pearson on the tackle, but
Number 0, Christopher Smith out of Kelowna, 5'8", 145. Again with the back arch. It's almost like the ball was going so fast. When he catches it, it just torques him back. And of course, he's getting tackled, so he
BC
hangs
calls
on
the
to it.
timeout. What a phenomenal play, though. Again, these are players on the offensive side that don't play together every day. They've practiced, the equivalent of about 2 days. That's it.
Yeah. But they've been playing football. I mean, some of those kids, at least I can speak for the Chilliwack kids, they've been playing since flag. They've been playing since they were 6 years old. And a lot of the neighboring municipalities and Mission and Abbotsford and Surrey and North Langley and the unbelievable football programs. And they develop some fantastic players. Just really good.
You can see we've got some shots of the sky here in Kamloops.
A little dark. The wind has certainly picked up. Hasn't changed direction, so that's a good sign.
It's definitely picked up.
When the wind does a 180.
And you can even see the uprights there in the end zone just swinging back and
There's
forth.
Oliveris. He's looking for the end zone.
Got
He's
a
got a
receiver.
man.
Oh, that is a huge hit.
And he hung on to it. And that looks like number 35. My eyes don't deceive me. Nope.
I think it's 86. I think it's a. Pardon? Yeah, 86.
86.
Tyson Gibson. Big man out of Bateman Secondary. 6'4", 199 pounds.
Wow. And it's just tough to read the jerseys. They've got dark numbers on dark jerseys. And it's starting to get dark outside.
And Jackson now, who's not just a spotter, but also the
Announcer.
The announcer here, field side, doing a phenomenal job. He's got the binoculars, so he should be fine.
He's young. Oh, block kick. Look at that. We got everything in this game. Block passes, block kicks.
It's 20-7. The scoreboard hasn't been updated just yet.
18 seconds left to go. Well, wouldn't it be exciting if Alberta scored on the kickoff and got back within 6?
Well, they don't have a lot of time, although these kicks, we talked about it, if the kickoff here is high, then the special teams for BC have an opportunity to shut down that return. But there's been a lot of leg coming from BC's side, and that has caused a couple of issues.
Now the wind has changed direction, so BC will be kicking directly into what looks like a very strong wind. And I think the rain is going to come before this game ends.
One of the benefits of having a field like this with this artificial turf, there is quite a bit of drainage.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's not like in the old days, and that's a much better kick. That's a wise, smart, strategic play to just tap it over to the 20.
Back in the bad old days of grass fields, you get these
just jumped on it.
2-foot puddles, and the fear on guys diving top of the balls and quarterback sneaks and someone's going to drown because, of course, 5 guys pile on top of someone, his head goes below 2 feet of water, he can't breathe. So artificial turf, there's a lot of people out there that like the traditional good old mudders, but you just don't get that drainage. It's pretty dangerous.
Well, they got to take themselves about 80 yards.
Can they do it? Jorgensen got some pressure.
Flushed out. Good tackle.
And that's number 11. Zachary Fint out of Kelowna, 6 foot 205. Big kid. Nice speed.
He closed fast.
So that sets up a 2nd and about 14.
One of the toughest positions in the offensive line, Tim, is that tackle position.
Yeah.
And tackles have been having a tough day for both sides.
not
those
been
defensive
easy.
ends are getting around those corners and pressuring the quarterbacks.
On the
A
shotgun,
lot.
we got a flag, I'm guessing offside.
Oh, another sack.
We'll see what the penalty is, though. It could offset it.
43.
The wind is shifting direction.
Tyler Veriva on the sack.
I don't know if you can make it out on your screen, but if you look at the officials' clothing, there's the end of the half. Their pants are flapping in the wind for the on-field officials. So, 20-7 BC. It's a close game. Well fought. Well, we got one half left to go. Will BC sweep, or does Alberta redeem itself? Tune in to bbnsports.com.
It's the feeling you get when it all rushes back. The lights, the sounds, the thrill. This memory has been earned and preserved for a lifetime. Every ring has its story. What will yours say?
And here, Tim Amy with the Rising Stars Alberta coach Ron Laprise. So your team coming a long way. How are we looking so far?
Well, you know, we've prepared them as much. It's going to be one heck of a game.
Alberta seems to be a little bit snake bit in the first two games here. This game is, of course, far from over, but there is a pretty good spread on the points there. Where do you think the teams are kind of faltering, I guess?
Well, what BC's doing effectively is they're getting their quarterback outside, which is putting pressure on the linebackers, and they're coming up. And the deep backs are biting, and they're letting people get behind them. So I believe they're going to make that adjustment.
And now for you guys, how do you avoid that trap?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to try and contain the quarterbacks and keep them inside and turn them into the teeth of our linebackers today. And we're going to make sure that our deep backs don't let anything get behind them.
How excited are your boys to be here today with the Scouts and their senior year of football?
This group of boys, you know, has come together in the 5 practices. We've established that sense of urgency, and they understand that the 5 practices, they had to master their positions, everything their coaches have taught them, and now it's time to execute.
Excellent. Thank you very much. VBNsports.com.
It's the feeling you get when it all rushes back. The lights, the sounds, the thrill. This memory has been earned and preserved for a lifetime. Every ring has its story. What will yours say?
Looks like we are just about ready to start the second half of this all-star game.
And we're back. VBNSports.com. Tim Amy, Sam Charles. Second quarter.
Second half.
Second
third
half.
quarter. And
third quarter. Thank you.
we got to turn the lights on here.
It's a sophisticated operation. When it gets dark, we turn the lights on.
Good tackle right in the middle of the field.
Alberta on the receiving end, number 89, Zach Stater. out of Olds, Alberta.
Yeah, and he plays for the Prairie Fire Midget Squad over there.
Prairie Fire Midgets. Never heard of a Prairie Fire Midget in my life, but I'm sure they're quite
You might want to just stop
athletic.
Good program there in Calgary.
Excellent program. And it's nice to see a few kids from the southern part of Alberta, because most of the kids are coming up from northern Alberta. Quarterback drops back, number 2. He's got a man. Nice catch right at the 50-yard line.
Near miss by Drake Kindred out of Pitt Meadows Junior Varsity, and just missed at least the bat down, if not an interception. Watch play.
Ginswine with the throw.
Just mistimed it. And then a good tackle by Carson Lebrec after the reception by Alberta.
It's a game of inches. Ryan Ginswine out of Lethbridge at pivot. Showing off his arm. That was a nice short pass. Takes the snap. There's the handoff. Does he have any room?
Cut to the outside.
Number 14, Connor Mickle out of Edmonton. The speedster once again in his orange helmet.
Kindred with the tackle for Team BC, but now Alberta very, very quickly with 2 possessions. 2 plays and some serious yardage getting it over midfield.
And if you're wondering about the weather, I spoke to one of the officials who's lived in Kamloops the past 40 years. He says this area doesn't usually get hit. It usually blows past it. So looks like we're out of trouble.
It's sure nice to have the lights on here at Hillside Stadium. Nice run now to the
He's
outside.
got some room. He's got some wheels. Look at the speed. That's a first down and more. Once again, Mickle gets an opening and just leaves a vapor trail as he blows past the defensive line.
Just watch this lateral move right there through the hole, and then he cuts up around the end.
Unreal. These kids are just unbelievably fast. 27 BC lead over Alberta. Game far from over. Both teams showing a lot of prowess. Finishing their tackles. Here comes the snap. Right off the center.
Quick handoff.
There he goes. Does he have any
What a
room?
well drawn up play. See the
Nice.
blocking all the way up that side.
That's another first down, Alberta.
Watch how they pull that whole line over, and then it's just gray shirts. And there's one of those plays where the ball carrier, if you just hesitate just that extra second, you let those blockers establish themselves, you can pick up a couple more yards. But again, you get that certain bit of enthusiasm, enthusiastic youth working through your blood flowing through your body, and you take off instead of maybe using perhaps a slightly better judgment and just slight hesitation. Let those blocks establish, and then turn it on after you've used your last block.
Yeah. That was Ben Arafin, 5'8", 170 pounds from Lacombe. Slot back with that run. Got another first down, or pardon me, he got 9 yards on that carry. We have an injured BC player on the field.
Tim, we can kind of go through a little bit of the recruiting, on the Border Bowls and Gridiron website. The University of Calgary, they've landed the MVP from last year's contest, Duncan Little, and receiver Bennett Thompson out of George McDougall, as well as two-way lineman Donovan Hompoth out of Lacombe, and a defensive end Seth Dickin out of Chestermere. You have U of A tracking down current star from 2014 running back Tylen Smith out of Olds, and Cole Nelson of Lacombe, and they're off to play with the Golden Bears.
Nice. It's
York University landing 5 players from Alberta, including standout linebacker Jacob Butler. These all players that got a little more exposure by playing in a bowl game like the ABC Border Bowl. Nice toss.
Is that a
Lays
reception?
out, and it's incomplete.
No. Pretty close. Number 82, Matthew Bodner out of St. Albert, 5'8", 140. Nice throw. Just couldn't bring it in. What an effort.
That's a great, if you're going to make a good mistake, that's a good one by a quarterback. The only person that can possibly catch that ball is the receiver. The defensive end, or the cornerback in that particular instance, has no shot at that ball. It's a dangerous throw in a sense because you're running away, you're running with the play. Throwing on the run, but incomplete, they'll take that. Good field position still.
They're doing it.
Drop the middle.
Not quite.
It's first down. Just needed about 1.5 yards for the first down and got that and about 4 more yards. Onto the 19-yard line.
Where are we here? First down.
On the 19.
10 yards to go. Right off the snap. There's the handoff.
What a penetrating defense for BC all over the
No
backfield.
Number 14 had no room. Mickle was stumped in that backfield. So that's a second and about 12. They lost a couple of yards on that play.
Mickle had so much daylight in that first half. Now has BC's interior defense figured out a way to shut him down.
Well, they're trying to pound it up the middle, and BC has pretty much clogged up those holes, kind of forcing them to sweep it out to the corners. Backing up, he's
Pocket collapsed. He's able to get out of there.
and he got some man. Number 16 for just about got the first down.
Caden Baptiste. Baptiste from Claresholm, Alberta.
Not sure where that is. 6'2", 155, so long and lean. Nice catch. That was just enough. Oh, 7-yard carry, so we got 3rd and 3, 7 or 8 yard carry. Alberta threatening, deep in the red zone. We got
So
one more
strange to
try.
see, Tim, to see these huddles. Now they sprint to the line of scrimmage, but Alberta's teams in the first 2 bowl games were playing hurry up, no huddle.
Yeah.
Mickle just trying to go. He's going to run out of real estate on that side. He's able to cut around the corner a little bit and still pick up some yardage.
And he picks up the first down. Sets up a 1st and goal at about the 6 or so yard line.
Amazing play here by Mickle. Watch how he gets to the outside.
Unbelievable.
And just keeps going to the outside. And another defender appears, but he keeps gaining 2 yards or so and then keeps laterally going down the line until he found a little bit of real estate.
Just
to pick
enough
up that
room.
first down.
Just enough room to get this 1st and about 7. That's all it takes. Just get that first down and breathe new life in every single play.
1st and goal is so pivotal with Alberta trailing by 13.
They need this touchdown. And they go back to him.
Look
There he
out.
is.
All kinds of
Travel.
black shirts. Going to lose about 3 yards on the play.
So in the previous play, he goes hard right and makes up a lot of ground. This time around, they're ready for him, and they cut that laneway off and just trapped him right in.
Yeah, if you can shut down the outside, and BC's, the outside, the DBs, the cornerbacks have been able to do a relatively good job on a consistent basis of shutting down that outside, but when they haven't been able to, Alberta's been able to capitalize.
And there he is, going to the opposite corner now. Does he have enough room to get into the end zone? And he
looks like he got inside the pylon, and they're going to say he's just short.
Right on the line. It's right on the line, right on the goal line. So it'll be 2nd or 3rd and
Watch
goal.
how close he comes here, though.
You don't
That's
get much.
never say die. These BC
Yeah.
defenders trying to just get a hand on him. He's so quick going to the outside. They're able to cut down the angle a little bit, and he stretches out, and I think his foot just went out of bounds. What a great shot, guys. Camera crew doing an amazing job. You could see his foot just go out of bounds at the 1 yard line. A great call by the official right there.
So it's 3rd and 1. And if the defense wants to step up for BC, now is a very good time. Quarterback sneak, does he do it? Doesn't look like it. That is close. quarterback sneak just didn't do it. Whoa, loose
Dropped the
ball.
ball. He's very lucky, but I think he was already down.
He was down. He was down. Okay. And there's a timeout, BC.
Go through a few more of those recruits too. Manitoba signing a BC 2014 current star and offensive MVP, a linebacker and running back Caleb Abraham. Talked about York U already. University of Regina, the Rams, under their new head coach Mike Gibson, landed Cochrane Cobra and Alberta 2014 current star Adam Rask. And the Saskatchewan Huskies, University of Saskatchewan Huskies, landed two-way star Nick Middleton out of Willow Creek. He was a rising star in 2013 and 2014.
It's, you know, it's a privilege to play in these games. It really is. It can change your life.
And then we saw quarterback Ryan Foster was helping out in our Future Stars, pardon me, the Young Stars game as the quarterback and running back coach. He's off to St. Mary's this upcoming fall.
That's an amazing program. St. Mary's produces some absolutely incredible athletes.
Ryan Foster coming to the Austin O'Brien Crusaders, Tier 2 football.
There we go. 3rd and short.
Oh, the jump. Defense jumps.
There we go. I think it should be 4th. Sorry, I apologize. That's 4th and 1. 4th and goal on the 1-yard line. Somebody.
Officials just want to see whether the defender was drawn or not, and that's the discussion they're going to have.
So it could cost Alberta 5 yards or half a yard. No, half distance to the goal line. Replay 4th.
And that's the tough part for
Automatic
BC, automatic first down.
Yikes.
So you get 4 more opportunities.
Talk about getting gifted.
And there's a touchdown.
There's a touchdown.
Sort of rolls his way in. Big number 32 for Alberta, Quinn McPherson.
And that puts Alberta within 7. And it's a very close game, far from over.
McPherson's big body coming out of Lloydminster, and there's a bunch of players out of Lloydminster on this squad. McPherson 5'8", 210 pounds. Rolled into the end zone.
Incredible power. Just, I look at these kids, they're just huge.
Demarchand out of Austin O'Brien High. We talked about Ryan fostering from
There
there.
you go.
Gets the extra point.
Puts him within 6. So BC missed the extra point on a block kick.
And then how important is that now when you think about it? You know,
So
if
a
Alberta
touchdown,
can maintain this this push that they've been putting on.
touchdown ties it. Extra point gets you the lead. 2-point conversion gets you the 2-point lead, which means they got to come back with their. I mean, yeah, it's all strategy, my friend. And it doesn't seem like much to miss 1 point early in the game, but it can come back to haunt you big time.
Well, you think about it, we have 24 minutes to go. You know, there's 9 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. There is so much time. You never know what could happen.
Oh yeah.
BC could now come back and just explode on offense, make a whole bunch of great plays, and increase the lead, or Alberta could come back and continue to answer what BC has put up on the scoreboard thus far.
Anything is. It's literally there's an entire game left to play. I mean, we're in the 2nd quarter, but it's an entire game. Anything can happen. 3rd quarter.
Second half.
Second half. It's been a long day. There's the kick. There's your worm burner. Takes the good bounce. Nice hands. Protecting that ball. Looking for an opening. Number 1, BC. And he's shut down about the 30-yard line.
Well played by Alberta. They just lined up their special teams along that 30-yard line of BC and said, try to get through our little Red Rover game.
Liam Boyd out of Vernon with the reception on that kick. Nice bit of running, but just nowhere to go.
But just watch these gray shirts just all of a sudden line up right here.
Yeah.
Where do you go?
No. They're reaching for that ball, trying to tear it out, but no such luck. Okay. So it looks like they've gone back to Tristan Yansu, number 17 out of Delta at pivot. Mixing things up a bit. No, number 12, I apologize. He's looking to throw.
Over the line of scrimmage. Good spin
Did he
move
do
to
it?
at least get to
Jake
35.
LaBerge, 5'11", 160 out of Maple Ridge. Another excellent football program in the Fraser Valley.
Yep. Goes to Terry Fox secondary. He can run, he can escape the pocket.
Look at that.
Find the open receiver, and that time he just decided to take it himself. Runs a 4.9 40 dash.
Nice. I can run that fast. In my dreams.
When you allowed to run faster in your dreams than that? I run at 3.1.
I understand. Nice little carry.
Callahan, who's been kind of quiet since that first quarter.
We haven't seen much of him. Well, you know what? The coaches are mixing it up. They're using all their players. Callahan out of Peachland, of course, just south of Kelowna.
Yep. But he goes to Mount Boucherie.
Mount Boucherie wine tasters.
Not sure that's the official mascot.
And there's a nice move right up the middle. Boom goes the dynamite. They got everybody looking on that one. What a great play. Number 23, Jacob Smart out of Surrey, 5'11", 200 pounds. Found an opening right up the pipe and just thundered his way to a first down and gets his team around the 48-yard line. There's the snap to go right back to him.
Quick draw in the middle, good job by the nose tackle.
Picked up a yard or two, but not much more.
Watch that play. Center has no way of stopping him. Big number 67, Nathan Laird at a Salisbury Composite in Sherwood Park. 6 foot, 250 pounds, right in the middle of the line.
What does composite mean in that context?
I think it's another way of saying secondary school, where perhaps they do some, I
Trades.
think they used to call it, technical schools.
Oh, right. And back to number 34. No such luck getting anywhere on that one. Zach Callahan. Sets up 3rd and about 8. So they're pounding the running game here, not having a lot of success. I'm wondering if they air it out.
It's the Mount Boucherie Senior Secondary School Bears, to answer
The
your
Bears,
question.
okay. The Bears, the wine-crushing Bears, okay.
Thank you to our search engine for that one.
And in the shotgun. And he's looking to pass. They need a big play. Up the middle, he's got a man.
Oh, nearly intercepted.
That was
Jesse
tight.
Mace for Alberta.
Tight coverage. Really tight. Sets up 4th and about 8. That was close. Almost like the receiver became the corner on that play, knocking the ball out of the opposing player's hands.
BC's cleared out the backfield again. So you're really giving, and I realize that you're looking at 4th and 8, but at the same time, not giving your quarterback a lot of options
Nice
here.
bop right there. Can he
Oh,
get a first
nice
down?
job. But just he stutter step, hesitates, and he picks up the first down and more.
Great block right behind the play. One of the big linemen just gave him just enough extra time to deke around. Watch this. Takes it off the shotgun. Looking to throw. Can't find
And
anybody.
he still wants to throw. Great
Now
job.
Watch the hit. Boom. Right there.
And then another one coming up right over there.
Nice. Look at that. Gets the first down.
And that hurts because it looked like Alberta was about to get the ball back.
Yeah. Game of inches.
Really good
Little
ball
short.
position, and now the field position would have been there for Alberta. Now they need to figure out a way to have 3 more stops.
Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10.
Just came out of his hand a little funny, and you're looking down at the field like Tim. I could see the track is quite wet, and it's sort of raining on and off still here
Just
at
enough
Hillside
to
Stadium in
get a
Kamloops.
bit of a slip to it. He didn't have his feet planted. I think he was rushed a bit. Out of the shotgun, number 12, Maple Ridge product. Looking to throw. Does he have a man?
It's got a man in traffic.
And that's
Intercepted.
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 Double coverage. Nice play.
That is a
Alberta.
dangerous way to play. Number 6, that's Ethan Demarchand out of Austin O'Brien High. In 2013, that
comes out of
school
nowhere.
was the first Edmonton area school to capture 3 championships in a row, Tier 2 football in northern Alberta.
Just came out of nowhere. That was a good interception. Read that play perfectly. He just cut right in. Nice throwback. Does he have room?
Nice job.
There's a first down and more. Number 32.
With 17 yards on the pickup right there.
Quinn McPherson out of Lloydminster, 5'8", 210. Interesting town, Lloyd. Sits right on the Alberta-Saskatchewan border. The border going right down the middle. You buy your beer at a liquor store on the Saskatchewan side, the grocery store on the Alberta side. There's the snap.
A little delayed handoff, and it works really
Look
well.
out.
And that
Could be gone.
Unless he can be caught. Does he have enough?
Oh!
Nearly with the strip.
That was
Liam Boyd for BC, nearly with the strip.
That saved a touchdown right there. But a fantastic run. Number 88, Ben Arafin out of Lacombe. Super duper. What a run. Defense, or the offenses are really starting to explode on both sides. I mean, we've seen some fantastic plays.
You know, how big is that interception as you look at it here with an
all of a
opportunity
sudden
for Alberta not just to tie it up with their initial touchdown, and then an opportunity maybe to take a lead as we are into under 3 minutes in the third quarter.
It'd be the first Alberta lead. No, that's not true. Alberta has led. It'd be the first Alberta lead this late in the game, that's for certain. Hand off, up the middle, no can do. Number 42.
Tyler Riva for BC, all over the middle of the line.
5'11", 300
And he's got some moves. You see that
pounds.
dance that he just did? Looked pretty good.
He's got some style.
Here's that run back, and watch this. But coming out of nowhere is Liam Boyd.
Just gets the arm up, trying to whack that ball
and
out.
he nearly stripped the ball.
Wouldn't that have been crazy? Suddenly the ball goes the other way. 5'11", 300 pounds. Tyler Reeve out of Vernon. There's the snap. Wide ball. Boom. Number 77. Tajon Sangera out of Abbotsford. Just sent the ball the other direction.
An offensive lineman for Alberta, Liam Hinch, number 66, with his hands on his helmet. Can't believe the bad luck. That was the previous play, but on that last one, the ball comes loose.
And Sangera is the only person that sees it.
There we go.
There we go.
That handoff, a quick one, and no
Boom.
one ever had a handle, and just flying out of nowhere.
Nice. Here we go.
Sangera.
Nice flicker to the backfield. Number 7. Back to Cameron Lampard.
And how happy is the head coach right now for BC,
Well,
seeing his son explode out of the defensive line and pick up that really important turnover, make up for an interception that his team had just thrown a couple of minutes ago.
And how important is that? $1:32 to go in the third quarter. You're up by 6. They're on the 10-yard line. I mean, if you want to turn a ball over, that's a pretty good time to do it. There's the handoff in the backfield. Number 7 out of Lampart, out of Chilliwack. No can do.
Good tackle by Cole Lindbergh out of Ardrosen. He has been pretty impressive for the defensive side for Team Alberta here in the Rising Stars ABC Border Bowl. And Tim, we're getting into less than 16 minutes to go in this ball game in regulation. It's getting pretty exciting. Nail-biting time for both squads.
Airs it out. Got a man. Oh, that was very close.
Just picked the wrong shoulder to look over was Marius Angle. Didn't quite angle that one right, looking to the inside and then had to sort of turn his body around. You'll see it right here on the replay. What an aerial bombardment. Look at this throw. Perfect spiral. And he had his man just to the wrong side.
Oh. It's almost like you have to turn your body
It's intended
a
for
full
Andy
180.
Hamlin, pardon me, is 81.
You're doing this, you got to spin a full 180 and just let it hit you in the chest, but easy for us to say, right? Unbelievable.
Perfectly thrown ball again with the quarterback. The only person that has an opportunity to catch that is a receiver.
Yeah. We're seeing that on both sides. It's amazing you watch the talent. I mean, it's as strong as those junior bantams team in their first game were, the young stars. You get to this level and they're just that much stronger.
But you can
faster.
see where it builds from.
Yeah.
Right? And I mean that's what's so exciting about the Border Bowls in this particular spring is that it's including that young stars. So we'll be able to watch over the coming years, see those young stars
grow up and mature and
go up to the future stars, here to the rising stars of bowl games, and they'll start creating an even better rivalry with this Alberta team, the teams as well, as these players will get to know each other a little bit better, know what to expect, and the games will continuously get better and better, and that's the hope, and certainly we've seen it thus far. A couple of these players have played in Future Stars competitions or Current Stars competitions, Border Bowls, and
that injured player being walked off the field for Alberta there. I have to apologize, I did not see the number. So BC kicks.
Good punt. All the way midfield, but it's a line drive.
And
a great tackle.
Number 0.
That's Christopher Smith.
Kelowna. That's another Kokiomi.
Again, BC gets away with one. Like that's a line drive kick, and if you don't have great tacklers, like Christopher Smith,
he is. 5'8", 145. It's just pure speed.
He's going from about the 4-yard line, give or take, maybe the 6-yard line, all the way to midfield. No hang time at all.
And we talk about size and the 300-pound kids. He's 145 pounds. And just unbelievably fast. There's a good tackle right at the line of scrimmage, number 11. Zachary Vint out of Kelowna, 6 foot, 205.
In fact, you can see that push right now that the BC line is pushing in. That's a loss of 3, and the reason for that is the defensive line has moved the offensive line 3 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Amazing. And that's the end of the third quarter, so we switch ends. Not far to go for either team. We're right at midfield. But it brings us to our final quarter of the game with a tenuous 6-point lead for BC, 2014 over Alberta. This is anybody's game.
Well, and both teams are really stepping up their game as we get into this final quarter. We can see that there's a lot of intensity on both sides. Both teams want to win this. And again, we harken back to December in Chilliwack for the ABC Bowl game, that senior game, with Alberta just barely holding on, taking it 27-24.
Unbelievable game. That was an amazing game. Gabe Oliveris was a quarterback for that final few plays.
Look out, Alberta.
This could be tried. Woo.
That is pretty close to intentional grounding.
We got a flag.
And there's a flag.
I didn't see too many receivers standing by the. Yeah.
I don't think there's any question about that. But it's so nice to see this game being as competitive as it is. Our first 2 games, BC pretty well controlled it. In our last game, we saw Alberta try to get their way back in. Did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Just wasn't a little too late.
Much more balanced.
This is very balanced. You compare it to a year ago, May 24th in Lacombe, with Alberta taking it 38-2. I think BC had a statement to make today here at home in Kamloops.
It's no fun when you have those kinds of 38-2s. And here's a nice throw. Oh.
The safety on that particular instance, defensive back had good position. The safety should have probably gone for the interception.
Yeah, Eric Culkins was the intended receiver out of Edmonton. double coverage, tough ball to bring down. But it's a nice balance in this game. You know, like, you know, you get the blowouts, the 50 to 1s, and it's just a yawner. No one has any fun. Every time one team touches the ball, somebody scores.
So you watch this play with the safety who's going to come in right over here.
Yeah.
And that's a young player in the secondary looking for a big hit, not necessarily thinking about either knocking the ball down
There's the
or
punt.
picking up the interception.
And there's your class. There's the punt you've won. Ooh, bounces off a shoulder. Nice high floater. And that was number 2, Dayton Moore out of West Kelowna on the reception. But that's the kick you've been looking for the entire game. High and shorter, giving the defense enough time to get.
And what happens? You know, there you
Yeah.
go. You have an opportunity. Get your special teams lots of time to get downfield. I mean, you know, pretty well you're pinning back the BC's offense back, at their 31-yard line.
And you know, you did. It's windy out there, the wind swirling, so we had a little trouble handling the ball.
Which I think is an extra benefit. Sure, it cuts down the length or the distance that you can kick the ball, but also makes it super challenging for the receiving team to get a hand on the ball. Alberta crowd pretty noisy here at Hillside. A lot of people making the trip.
Tristan Yansu back at pivot, number 17.
An inside line. See some tempers are starting to flare. There's some extracurriculars going on the outside, away from the play.
It's not quite the Future Stars game we saw with a lot of pushy shovey, but yeah, they're getting a little testy out there.
Well, and that took, the BC team in that particular game were pretty upset when their kicker, they felt, was maliciously injured. Oh, what a play. Way to read the call.
Boom, kaboom. Right up the middle. Takes down number 4, Adam Turin from Burnaby.
Aiden Senft, we haven't said his name too much this afternoon, but storms into the backfield.
And I have to say this for Ian Parks, who runs our flag program in Chilliwack. Boom goes the dynamite. Said that in one of our other broadcasts. He found it quite rich until I showed him the YouTube clip of where I got it from. You know the one I'm talking about?
I do, unfortunately, no. Still feel
There's
for
a
that,
throw.
that kid.
Oh, almost one hand. Number 87.
It's Marius Engel, the intended receiver, and he read it and
cut back. It stuck his arm out. It was like he was trying to receive a chalice.
It was as if the Alberta secondary just had forgotten all about it. We have an injured player for Alberta down by the line of scrimmage.
Just couldn't get the brakes on it. Basically what he would have had to do was slam on the brakes and move in completely the opposite direction to catch that ball, but came pretty close.
Tim, how interesting is it, though, that these offenses were so good in the first half, and now all of a sudden the defenses have caught up, and neither offense has really been able to have, consecutive plays go for positive yardage.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, we have seen these defenses just get to the point where they're starting to shut down what we thought were going to be unstoppable offenses based on the first half hour of this game.
And you know what? Hand it to the coaching. They made the adjustments at halftime. The teams had time to sort of gel and feel each other out. They watched, they scouted, and okay, here's what we're going to do in the second half. And both sets of coaches have done this, and they've shut down each other's offense. So good coaching makes for very good football. That looks like number 60 for Alberta.
Riley Ackerman
from Red Deer, 5'10", 270. Big kid. His teammates had to give him a hand. So that puts up a 4th and 15 for BC.
Two returners for Alberta are on their own side at about their 52-yard line.
So do they kick it or do they fake?
Well, they've got BC needs to get to their own 41, and the punter is standing back at about the 14-yard line. I think he's punting.
Oh,
another high
kick
one, and that's
through the hands. Bad news, BC. Hello, Alberta. That puts Alberta on the 8-yard line and a 1st and goal.
Yeah, that's a tough snap. Really, really high. And Andy Hanlon, who is a big fella, just not able to get up there to pick it up.
I wonder how the wind played. The wind is blowing pretty hard and swirling out there. I saw it go high.
He stands about 6'2".
So went right through his hands.
Well, here is Alberta at the doorstep.
Can they tie it? They got 4 tries. Drops back. There's the backfield. Flag on the play. Not a lot of yards on that play, but there is a flag.
And it's not really in an area where you'd expect to see a hold.
Could have been an offside. It was right at the snap, so. Too many men, Team BC. It's not the first time we've seen that play.
Again, it's an all-star game where these pressure situations, you just need one player or one coach to just not quite be on the ball, not be focused in on what's going on. And it's a costly error. Mind you, Team BC had the same situation down right again, trying to be inside the 5, and Alberta was, again, knocking on the door and not able to get the ball in.
Let's see what they do here. There's the handoff.
Exact same
Does he
play.
have room? Is he going to get him? I don't think
Goal.
so. That's a touchdown. Tie game. Well, there we go. Connor Mickle with the touchdown out of Edmonton.
We've seen him make that play all afternoon.
The first tie we've seen all day.
He'll go as far out as he needs to go. And Boyd tried to stay with him, tried to cut off the corner, and just wasn't able to do it, and then paid for it with a punishing block coming from the Alberta receiver. Yeah, so finally, one of those mistakes from Team BC cost them.
Yeah, they've
got away with the interception earlier.
And they take the lead. Alberta takes
Flag
the lead.
on the play. Looks like, again, it's on the too many men side, potentially. Same official with the flag.
Well, if it is, it'll be declined. So, yeah, they're waved off. It's all good. So Alberta takes the first lead of the day this late in a game. 4th quarter, 11:48.
Which really is an eternity. We know it's an eternity.
It is. But the way they're playing, though, the defenses are shutting down pretty good. So even a 1-point lead, that can hold for a good portion of this quarter.
Yeah, but if you're Team BC, I think you just regroup, figure out, you know what, gentlemen, we've made a couple of mistakes.
Focus, people, focus.
First half, we controlled the play. Let's just do that again.
Yeah, they have an amazing backfield. 3 very good quarterbacks.
And their defense has played pretty well.
Yeah.
You can see the blustery wind here at Hillside Stadium. Those flags are pretty well straight.
See if do they kick it full on? There's your worm burner, all the way to the end zone.
Oh, and through.
What do they do? Go
Give
down
up
on
the
a
rouge.
knee. Goes to the knee.
Well, that hurts. So it looked like, again, Team BC just were not as focused as they would like to have been on that particular play. Weren't ready.
Well, it was a short, fast kick, and that's what's called a rouge, giving Alberta a point, so they take a 2-point lead now. So, tough break, but again, we're talking a team with 3 very good quarterbacks, LaBerge, Oliveris, and Yansu, with some very fast people in the backfield. And let's see if they can march it up the field and get that lead back.
A lot of motion, some good blocking by the receivers, and excellent defensive play.
And the Alberta defense has really stepped it up. They can taste blood. They've got a little extra spring in their step.
It's all about reading the play, getting around those blockers, and that's exactly what they did.
Number 1, Liam Boyd out of Vernon. No room to move on that play.
Zachary Mann for Alberta on the tackle. And, you know, that pep in the step, you know, the little hop in the step for BC, their swagger has all but disappeared. Looks so confident early on. And there's still plenty of time left for both squads to make an additional statement.
11 minutes, plenty of time. 2nd and 10, timeout called.
But it's also about field position, Tim, and like we've been seeing, it's been in BC's side of the field for the majority of the second half.
They can change in an instant. One good opening, the kind of speed these kids are displaying, suddenly you're at your opposing 10-yard line.
Well, it seemed like the BC's sort of gone to that aerial attack, and maybe it's been a little bit too early for them as well. You know, both teams have had a lot of success on the ground. Maybe stick to that. Figure out if you can, you know, get a couple of first downs just on the ground, and then see if that opens up the defense. Because I think Alberta's just been standing there saying, yeah, when you run, we know exactly where you're going. And their secondary's done a good job shutting down the BC receivers.
I got a heavy backfield. Cameron Lampart. Yansu at pivot.
Got a receiver.
Little high. They're really gambling on the pass, because I mean, a high pass like that off of fingertips, that's easily intercepted.
Well, this is when it kills you a little bit, when you've got a smaller receiver.
Look at the aerial on him, though.
Look at that vertical. You know, that's a big time vertical from Dayton Moore out of Montboucherie. But that's also that receiver trying to help out his quarterback coming back and then having to cut back again. You know, he comes inside and then he has to cut back downfield, try to catch up with the overthrown pass.
Drops back, looking for something
Look
to
out.
throw to. They've dropped it. Anybody? Oh, right off the inside of the shoulder, number 87.
Marius Angle
out of Chilliwack. He's a giant, big, tall kid, but he just turned the wrong way, couldn't get his handle on that ball.
Just watch the little pushing and shoving between the receiver and the cornerback here. Just enough.
Just can't
and
get
right
it.
in front of the official. Jordan Wilson, cornerback there for Alberta. Just ran just enough, I don't want to call it interference, but enough of a distraction for Angle that he just wasn't able to get two hands up.
Angle, a big kid. It's not small by any measure.
All right, there's another high snap. They bring this one down. Good punt.
There's your high kick.
Touched. BC pick it up. No. Alberta gets the bounce.
Look out, he's still on his feet. This could be a, is he? Wow. I mean, they looked like they were dead in the water back at their own 40-yard line. Instead, they're setting up on the BC 45. What a return.
Hanlon with the tackle as the punter who had to
a little refused to die there.
Well, look at this bad luck. You know, not a great snap, but they bring it down. Hanlon with a very nice punt. And this is where the moment where BC's eyes must have just opened right up with Kaunami right there. Thought he might have it. Some broken tackles. Poor tackling by BC. And then you need your kicker to come up and finally take down the returner.
Wow.
Here's a run play. The big one. Lumbering down Quinn McPherson.
Number 32.
McPherson out of Lloyd. We don't have our exact stats, but if he is not at the century mark yet, he is awfully close.
Yeah. Alberta looking to pad that 2-point lead. BC had owned that first quarter. There's a snap. They're going back to him. Not doing it this time. Shut down.
Yeah, but that's where McPherson at 210 pounds puts his shoulder down, and what would be a loss for most folks, he ends up picks up 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah. Strong kids.
Legs keep moving.
Keep pumping those legs. That's what they tell you. we got number 12 at pivot, Connor Jorgensen from Olds.
This is Dunbar. Gets the corner.
Oof.
Inside the 15. Dunbar. They run some solid routes. A good runner, 4.86 40 dash.
And Alberta just owning these plays, play after play after play. They've really come alive.
BC just needs to figure out a way to calm themselves down and lock it up.
There they go. Takes it at the snap from the center. There's the handoff. They keep it on the ground. Is he in? He's in. Wow.
Hardly even touched on the way in as McPherson.
Just bounce his way through.
And that's,
Just
that
shove-
just shows not only is he a good runner, there's some good blocking going on in front of him. Watch
He
this.
almost shoved people out of the way as he was going in. Look at this. Bounces a few guys off.
Yeah, that's a little bit of frustration too from the secondary of BC. You can see not even bothering to tackle, just looking to push him out of the way.
Yeah. So suddenly Alberta with a 6-point lead. They were down by 14
And I think
at
the
one
flag
point.
on it was another too many men penalty against BC. Didn't seem to matter. They could have used a few more at the way McPherson is running.
Well, BC needs to snap out of it if they want to win this game. Alberta, on the other hand, has got a 9-point lead and is just thundering their way through this fourth quarter. 8:20 to go. Still lots of football, but BC needs to regroup. Like, just regroup. Find the running game, find their groove, make the little plays, get the odd big play. I mean, one touchdown, they're, within a few points, so. But again, they missed that kick. There was that one block kick. Now they're down by 9, so now they need a touchdown and a field goal.
But again, that's where those small little errors, you had that rouge, which was pretty pivotal. You had that blocked extra point. Those 2 points are now what's lying between you and tying it up just with one touchdown.
Yeah. Amazing how quickly it changes.
Sometimes you don't even think about those little plays having an impact in a game.
There's a monster kick. Look at that, right to the 1-yard line. There they go. Can he do anything? Gets to about the 15-yard line.
Not a bad return, but it did look like there was a little more room to come to the near side. Great kickoff.
Look at that.
They just sort of get tangled up a little bit more on the return for BC. But again, this BC offense gets to the line of scrimmage and they look again. They're inside their own 20 to start off. And it's been a bit of a nightmare because if they aren't able to pick up a couple of first downs, again, you're having so many troubles with the long snaps with those punting, with their punting team, special teams.
They've been bogged down deep in their own end. We've barely seen any action.
Looks like a good run, though.
Can we get a block? Breaks one tackle at the 40. Nice run, number 8, Masaki Kawani out of Kawanami, pardon me. Out of Delta.
Out of Delta, and he is a quick player, and he's a game changer, Tim, and we could see that right there. He said get some blocking. He hardly had any blocking and was sort of doing it himself. But that's what BC needs to get back to, offensively and defensively. Play as a team. It's not just about the individual, and there's still plenty of time left to go as we approach the 7-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Don't panic yet.
Tons of time left.
Lots of movement on that offensive line.
Oliveira's back at pivot.
Again, that's what we're talking about, the panicking.
Just gave themselves that a great run. Just blew
the
5
right
yards.
guard just stood right up.
Yeah.
That also has to do with the defense just bearing down all game long. Start to get into your head a little bit.
See a little bit of frustration there on Oliveras after the play was called dead. Stay focused. See what they can do. There's the handoff in the backfield. Back to number 8. He's got a bit of room. Another first down. Kawanami from Delta with the handoff gets another first down, and that's the ground game they've been sort of lacking late in this game. They've laid off the pass a little bit. Usually Oliveras loves to throw, which makes for very exciting football, but if you miss a pass, you're right back where you started from.
But the Alberta secondary has started to blanket these BC receivers, and he just hasn't had anybody to get it to.
No, so they're using the ground game. They've got their running back working, and it's working for them. They're already marching their way up the field. They're close to the 50. There he goes, back to Kawanami.
And why
Look
wouldn't
at the room. Does he do it?
All the way to the 40.
Nice. Well, he gets them into Alberta territory.
And look how they're spreading the field. You know, a couple runs to this side, a couple to the other side. You just, again, you're trying to get that defense uncomfortable and on their heels, and so far it's working with these quick pitches out to the outside.
These speedsters, look at that, just rams right into them. God, these kids take hits. Oof. One of the big linemen for BC there, number 55, seems to be limping a little bit. The gold shoes on, the golden boots. And there's the pitch out, right back again.
This time it cuts
Does
to
he
the
have
inside.
room? And that's not a first down, but it's getting pretty close. Second and about 1 or 2. So 8 and 2.
Wind's picking up again here at Hillside Stadium.
Kind of swirling. We have a timeout called, or was it an injury? Yeah, number 55. Cody Cruz out of Prince George, 6'5", 240, was limping in the last set of plays. Wisely pulled him out. There's Oliveras. He's got Kawanami in his backfield. And they pitch out to him.
Look out.
Give him an inch, he takes a
Defender
yard.
Defender in the backfield just missed a big tackle. That would have been huge as Aiden Senft read it. Just couldn't get a hold of Kawanami, who was just so quick.
It's up a third, no, but he got the first down. Look at that, didn't think he got it. There you go, game of inches.
Lots of time. We're under 5 minutes here in the fourth quarter.
They need to get that touchdown, plus they're forces, they need to get that 2-point conversion just to get within a point. Oh, now Oliveras drops back. He sees the receiver.
Good defensive play.
Whoa, there you go.
Defender had no other play. You know, you have a slant play on the inside like that, and all he can do is wrap himself around the receiver and swing it down. I don't even think he touched him, but at the same time,
he had his arm
he
up
did
there.
have the other arm as well. But you know, at the same time, there's not much he can do. That's just a well executed play by BC.
If you can't make the play, you draw the penalty. There's another first down. So the first time in this quarter, at least, we've been this far in Alberta territory. 1st and 10 at about the 15-yard line. Pardon me. And there's another handoff, this time number 23. Maybe picks up a yard. Maybe picks up a yard or two.
The other nice thing about this is the BC offense is giving the defense a bit of a break.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit of an opportunity to just rest some aching bones and muscles.
Catch their breath.
Because it has just been an onslaught by Alberta's offense here in the second half.
Yeah. Well, they got 4 minutes left. A good play on this drive gets them in the end zone, gets them within 3.
Another pitch again.
There they go.
Kawanami.
He's got some room. He's got
Nice
some wheels. Look at the legs just pumping. It's not a first down, but he picked up some yards. Sets up out of a 3rd and around 5, if my math is correct.
Yeah, looks like exactly what it is, Tim.
Yeah.
Watch this play, though. You know, you look at Pound, I mean, not the biggest guy
No,
on the
he's
field.
not, but he's small, fast, and powerful.
5'5", 150, and it takes 3 or 4 Alberta defenders to take him down.
He's small and speedy, but he's got short, powerful legs, and he just bears down. Whoa, there's a good tackle. Alberta stepped up on that play. There's a loss of yards. Sets up a 4th and about.
You know, I think on that particular play, Tim,
4th and 7.
I think the issue there is you can only go back to the same play and the
so
same
many
player so
times.
many times before the defense is going to figure out a way to stop it, and that's exactly what happened.
So what do? You kick a field goal here? Get that 3 points that you need?
Well, we'll find out on this particular play what they think they can do. If they hand the ball off instead of pass it on this particular play,
You're taking
then
taking
I
a
think
real
they're trying to
gamble.
go into the middle of the field to set up, you know, an easier field goal kick. Pardon me, it's 4th down, so it's irrelevant. It's
And
going to the
going
end
for the
zone.
end
He's got an
zone.
open man.
Oh!
Good defensive play.
I don't know. Do you think that could be the game?
Number 15, Justin Miller out of Holy Rosary in Lloydminster, may have sealed it for Alberta. There's still lots of time, though.
There is.
And again, field position is
Boom. Gets
pivotal here.
Just a hand on it to swat it.
Oliveira's just, you know, a little short with that particular pass. I mean, his receiver is wide open.
Yeah, well, the second, you got to credit the secondary. He got his hand on the ball
Absolutely.
and has swatted it wide. So they got a 9-point lead with 2 minutes to go. And they're deep in their own end. They've got.
Look at those uprights just blowing. Holy moly.
It's windy out there. All Alberta has to do is keep it on the ground and not turn the ball over. Get enough first downs just to keep the clock running.
Yeah, but you got to get some positive yardage, and right there you'll lose about 2, maybe 3 yards. Again, no special team want to be that close to your own end zone.
On a kick return.
With the wind swirling the way it is, you know, that BC has an advantage in that the wind is sort of.
Look at that. Look at the box.
Yeah.
It's like a.
BC is actually maybe a disadvantage because it's kind of swirling, but I think Alberta has a tailwind, sort of.
Yeah.
Again, good defense. Can they wrap up the ball carry? They do.
Wind is sort of going across the field. Like, it's not going end zone to end zone. It's going from, you know, one side right to the other.
Highland on the run again out of Lethbridge for Alberta. And he was also up to about the century mark in that first half. We haven't heard as much from him here in the second half.
$1:42 to go, clock ticking. A lot of debris getting blown onto the field. And once again, they like to keep that ball on the ground.
Way back there, awfully close to a safety here.
That's a 4th down, a huge loss. That sets up 4th very, very long.
So now the question is for Alberta, what do you do?
Yeah.
Do you punt it from here or do you take a knee? And if you take the knee, then you're making it so much closer.
A knee is a real chance. I mean, if you punt it, that's a good 5 seconds right there.
But BC still needs
9 points.
You know,
tie it.
Two scores in order to tie it.
Yeah.
You take a knee here. He's going to take a knee, it looks like.
No. They're going to nail him in the end zone.
There's the safety. So,
huh?
Yeah, you know, in my mind that's an error. If I'm Alberta, I kick the ball out of there, and you say, I'll give you the touchdown. I'm going to make it really hard for you, but I'll give you the touchdown because you still need the extra point somehow.
Exactly.
This way, you've just basically said, well, you score a touchdown on me, and there's a minute 5 at this level of football is an eternity.
Yeah.
So you're giving an opportunity to BC to come right back into this thing with a touchdown.
So now they need a touchdown to tie it.
To tie.
2-tie or a touchdown and
with
an
a
extra
2-point,
pointer
you know,
to win
so
it. 8 points wins it. Let's see what happens.
Some of the strategists here saying, well, Alberta has a great kicker. I absolutely agree, but we haven't seen a lot of punts, and the ones we have seen have been pretty good.
But even if you punt it and you only get it to the 35-yard line.
Yeah. But this is where BC is now going to take the ball at the 35-yard line. Now it's interesting with this wind, as strong as it is, we've seen Oliveras with some issues getting the ball down, even with that last incompletion where it was a bit short and the defender was able to swat it down. And that probably had more to do with the wind than his arm.
Now who's at pivot? Is it Oliveras? No, they've gone to Oliveras.
And a good tackle in the backfield, a loss of about 3 yards for BC.
They're going to Oliveras and they're going back to Kawanami.
Second and 13 now. It's nail-biting time.
Gut check time.
But this is what football at this level is all about.
You know, this is a
you
very exciting
both teams
game.
have an opportunity.
There they go. Who do they go with? Back to Kawanami. There's your first down. Pretty darn close.
And they were looking for 13. I think he picked up 10.
42 seconds.
Picks up 9 on the play.
3rd and 3.
Crowd continues to get into it here at Hillside Stadium in Kamloops.
There they go. There's a handoff to Cameron Lampart, number 7, and he got the first down with only 18 seconds to go. So is it Hail Mary time?
Well, I think you have to start at this point. That's a long way to go, and you're talking about a Hail Mary just to get you about halfway to your ultimate goal, which is the end zone.
Number 12.
And you can already see the
LaBerge.
secondary of Alberta backing way up. They're already they're all sort of standing at about the 45-yard line, give or take, giving the receivers plenty of room.
Yep.
Down to 8 seconds. This is going to
7.
potentially be at 4 seconds out of bounds.
3. That's pretty much it. Wow, what a game.
And it's been a tale of 2 halves.
Yeah.
BC didn't necessarily dominate the first half, but certainly were in control at that first half. And it's
You
been
just
all
missed it. BC and Alberta player just hugged and patted each other on the back right at center field.
You know what? That's nice to see.
It is sportsmanship. I mean, it's just a game. You're here to have fun.
And it's been a fun game. You know, these are the kind of blowout game. It's not a whole lot of fun, except for the winners.
Not even for the winners. I mean, who wants to play a game like that?
But here's one where we've seen a lot of talent on the floor on this field here at Hillside Stadium.
There's number 12.
He's going to run it.
Can he make it? Can he do something?
Good
no.
tackle from
That'll
behind.
do it.
Great football
Alberta
game.
takes it. There you go.
2 in a row for them.
Nice. Congratulations, Alberta. What a great game. Came from behind to take it. And that's it for VBNSports.com. Tim Amy, Michael Sam.
Or Sam Charles.
Sam Charles, Michael Sam, Sam Charles.
The whole crew have done a phenomenal job today.
Absolutely.
Kudos to them out in
Superb.
the hot weather, the blistering sun here in Kamloops, but also in the rain and the lightning.
And
seen about everything.
Our crew inside our trailer with all the replays and the camera angles and the editing. Absolutely superb. Thank you very much for tuning in. VBNSports.com.